So, what if the real secret to peak performance isn't just about raw talent? What if it's about taming some invisible force? That's exactly the idea we're going to dive into with Finding Big Mo, a story that uses a high stakes golf championship to teach us all a universal lesson about our mindset and that powerful, tricky little thing we call momentum.
I mean, we've all been there, right? That moment when the stakes are sky high, you feel all eyes on you, and your mind just starts to spiral. Well, that exact feeling of being crushed by pressure is where our story begins. All right, picture the final round of the US Open. We've got our two main players. In one corner, there's Tom Barr. He's the rookie, the underdog who somehow, someway, is the overnight leader. And in the other corner, the legend himself, the seven-time champion, Cyrus Steele, a guy they call the Monster. It is a classic David versus Goliath setup. So just imagine Tom standing on that first tee, staring down an absolute legend with millions of people watching him. He can barely even breathe, let alone swing a golf club. And just to make things a little worse, his regular caddy, his rock, his whole support system is out with food poisoning. And who's his replacement? This eccentric old-timer named Foot, who was literally found sleeping in the caddy yard and only seems to speak in these strange riddles about beasts and some mysterious friend named Mo. Yeah, not exactly the confidence boost Tom was looking for. And this, right here, is where the whole story kind of pivots. Because Foot, this strange new caddy, he's not just there to carry clubs. Oh no. He's about to lead Tom on a quest to find this incredibly powerful, almost magical force that he claims is the real secret to winning. So who or what is this mysterious Mo? Well, in this story, momentum isn't just some concept from physics class. It's a living, breathing thing. It's described as a flighty creature. It's here one minute and gone the next. You know that feeling of being in the zone where everything just clicks? That's Mo. And this really gets to the heart of it. You don't just sit around and wait for momentum to show up. As Foot tells Tom, you have to actively wake him up. Momentum isn't passive. You've got to go out there and create it. You've got to invite it to join your side. And just like that, it happens. Tom sinks this crucial putt, the crowd just erupts, and that roar, that energy, that's what rouses Mo. It's that first little victory, that jolt of confidence that starts to build the positive energy they so desperately need. And you can really see the difference when you compare the two competitors. You've got Tom, who, with Foot's guidance, is totally focused on the present moment. His positive, process-driven thinking is what attracts Mo. But then you have the champion, Cy Steele, who runs on what the story calls an engine of negativity. He thrives on control, and he actually tries to suck his opponents into a misery trap. But attracting Mo is only half the battle. You also have to fight off the things that scare him away. And in this story, these internal enemies, well, they've got a name: the Beasts. Foot explains that there are these invisible monsters lurking all over the course. They're not real, of course, but they represent those mental traps we all fall into. That crushing weight of expectation, the danger of getting ahead of yourself, and, of course, the big one: self-doubt. I just love this quote from Foot. He warns Tom about the write your own headlines beast. And we all know this one, right? It's that dangerous habit of picturing the victory speech before you've even finished the job. It just yanks you right out of the present moment, and that is when everything goes wrong. And wouldn't you know it, the second Tom starts thinking, hey, if I keep playing like this, I could be in the Masters next year, poof, his focus is gone. He hits an awful shot that sails right off a cliff. The headlines beast strikes instantly. So this is the big question, isn't it? Your momentum is gone. The lead is slipping away. And the enemy isn't the guy standing next to you. It's that voice inside your own mind. So how in the world do you beat it? The answer the story gives us is all about a simple but really profound shift in your perspective. It's about fighting back with what Foot calls a fearless mindset, and it completely reframes how you think about failure itself. This moment on the 13th hole just says it all. Tom's ball lands in a divot, just terrible luck. But just look at the difference in their reactions to that same kind of adversity. Where Cy would just ooze frustration, Tom actually sees an opportunity. He adapts his whole plan, realizing the divot could actually help him. And the outcome? Tom hits a brilliant shot, while Cy, in a similar spot, tries to force it and completely fails. So here's the key takeaway. Tom's success didn't come from avoiding bad luck.
It came from totally reframing it. He didn't see an obstacle, he saw a unique challenge that just needed a more creative solution. That mental flip, it changes everything.
And this quote from Foote gives us this incredible definition of what it really means to be fearless. It's not about being 100% certain you'll succeed. It's about accepting that you might totally fail, that you might crash and burn, and being okay with it. Because when you take away the fear of failure, you free yourself up to actually perform.
So the story lays out this clear 3-step path. First, you got to accept the challenge. See obstacles as opportunities. Second, stay in the present. Don't worry about the last shot or the next one, just this one. And third, and this is the really big one, get comfortable with failure. Detach yourself from the outcome by just removing that fear of losing. And the result of this new mindset, it's immediate and it's powerful. On the critical 16th hole, with all those beasts of doubt and expectation swirling, Tom executes a perfect shot. His mind is fearless, and because of that, the beasts have zero power over him. So, as you might have guessed, Tom does go on to win the championship, but the trophy itself, that's not the final lesson here. The story ends with a much deeper, more profound idea about what it means to be a true champion. In a final conversation, Mo himself actually appears and explains to Tom that the real goal isn't just to find momentum for yourself. No, the ultimate prize is to become a contagious champion, someone who understands momentum so well that you can actually give it away to other people. And the story leaves us with these 3 simple ways to share our Mo. First, be contagious with your positive energy. Second, be an encourager. Lift people up when they're facing their own challenges. And finally, be a mentor. Actively pass on the hard-won lessons you've learned. And so we're going to end our explainer with the story's final challenge to all of us. It asks us to think beyond our own performance, beyond our own victories. Once you've figured out how to find your Mo, the real question is, who are you going to share it with?